Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's me, the one and only Piano Man. You know how I go. You know how I do it. Hey, hey, you never know when, you never know where. Piano Man just may show up at your doorstep, But I don't do popcorn visits too often like that. But ever so often, if I want to surprise you, I got you. Hey, welcome to the show. Listen, this is just an impromptu uh, show that I wanted to do before I go and jump on some homework right quick and everything. Just got to get a couple of things off my chest. But for those of you, see, I got 3 watching. Thank you for coming through. God bless you. Good to see you. Hope everyone has had an awesome day. Hope you're having an awesome evening wherever you are you're viewing this from. And if you're watching this after the live, may you have a great day wherever you are, whoever you are. I hope life is treating you well. I hope you're just having a good time. Roll Tide to everybody. Roll Tide to all Tide fans that could be watching. And whomever your team is, salute you and everything. Love your team, whomever it is. So before I go any further, I want to say this to those that are watching after the fact. You don't have to be a Tide fan to come kick it with Piano Man. We just ask that you be respectful. That's all. We're going to respect your team. You respect ours. And what we have over here is a no hate. We don't hate anybody. What's up, Bino? My bro, my big bro. Bino, what's up, man? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Been a long day, been an interesting day, but we just want you to know that everyone is welcome here. We majority Alabama, and that's going to always be. But we're going to just make sure that everybody is represented. So whomever your team is, you feel free to come on, but just don't put us down, because we're not going to put you down. And let me tell you something, the closer to the season we get, there's going to be a lot of smack talking. I already know that. Matter of fact, we can start the smack talk now, but all I'm saying is that let's just be respectful about it. Because a couple of other things. What's up, Dwight, my producer? A couple of things I want to just talk about right about now, because I'm going to tell y'all this. And before I say anything, I want to go on record and say this. Piano Man is a born-again believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. I do. I believe in that, he's the only begotten Son of God. That's my religious belief. What I'm about to say has nothing to do with religion. What's up, KT? Good to see you, dear. You know where you stand. You know what the business is. But let me tell you something. But what Piano Man in his Christianity, in his walk with the Lord, what I don't like, I'm just going to go on and say it. I don't like people who are partial, where your partiality is total. When you begin to put down other folks, maybe I stop beating around the bush and let me just come on out and say it. I don't believe in racism. Okay? I believe that the Lord above, who made us all, he knew what he was doing when he made us. And he put us in this earth for all of us to coexist together. Because I'm going to tell you this, for an end result, whatever your faith is and whatever you believe in, there is an ending to whatever. And so you're either going to be in one place or the next, in the next life, in the next place. And there's going to be some folks there that on this side you might not get along with. Having said that, today was Jalen Milroe's Pro Day. Today, and I want, if you're in the chat, I want you to chat this up, because we're going to have a conversation about this. And here in the next little bit, I'm going to set it up where we can call and talk to each other and this, that, and the third, because I want this to be a conversation. But what we're not going to do is disrespect, because, I'm sort of tired of this. First of all, this was Jalen Milroe's Pro Day. And it's been rumored that he ran a 4.3, a 4.4, a 4.4, this, and this, that, and third. We already know, for those of us that have watched Jalen Milroe play, we already know brother man can run. Brother man can run. He can run. But in the midst of all of this that was going on today, do y'all know that there were some folks just downright hating on this man? It shouldn't it shouldn't come as no surprise, but they were. They were literally hating on Jalen Milroe today, talking about how horrible of a quarterback he is, talking about just whatever you could imagine. They were saying it today on different venues, on different talk radio stations that promote Alabama Crimson Tide. Oh yeah, Piano Man's not afraid to say anything about it. Listen, when I say something about something, you better know I'm coming with the thunder. That's it. 437 unofficial. Okay. Today was this man's day. And some, not all of them, some Alabama fans were still criticizing this man. Still criticizing. Well, let Piano Man help you out. If Jalen Milroe is so horrible, please tell me, here we go, with an unofficial 437, why are pro scouts oohing and eyeing over that if he's so horrible? Okay? If he's so horrible, why was he throwing? It seemed like today, from what I saw, even his throwing motion was a lot better. Now, was it through the roof? No, it was not. But you could tell he's been working. He's been working. If he's so horrible in 2 years, why did he pass for over 5,000 yards? If he's so horrible in 2 years, why is he 21-6? He won 22 games, something like that, but he's only lost 6. If he's so horrible, why did he throw for 38 touchdowns to 17 interceptions? Why? I'm not going to get a lot of likes. I'm not going to get a lot of views, and I really don't care. But Piano Man is voicing something here. I'm voicing this. Why can't we celebrate this man and thank him for his service? Because I'm going to tell you this. Everybody talking about Tua did this, Tua did that, Tua did the other, blah, 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 blah. No hate on Tua. But I hate to tell you, but Tua did lose to LSU, and Jalen beat him twice. Yeah. Milroe beat him twice. Milroe beat, and by the way, oh yeah, he beat Georgia twice, and he beat Auburn twice. I'm just saying. Went 1-1 against Tennessee. But we're so busy looking at, Oklahoma game. Okay, we lost to Oklahoma, and we lost to Vanderbilt, and we lost to Michigan, and we lost to Tennessee. Okay, all of that in 1 year. But the year before, we just lost to Texas, and we lost to Michigan. All I'm saying is, why can't we just celebrate the fact that he's still good? And without him, I don't believe Bama would be in the shape that, we would have had the success. Oh, yeah, they hated on Tua. But now that Tua's gone, Bino, now they love Tua. You see what I'm saying? What I'm doing is I'm making a comparison here. They hated on Tua. They hated on Jalen Hurts. Watch this. They hated on Bryce Young. Some of these same fans. But it's not until they make the league and become successful, then they want to say they were Bama built. They were Bama built. They were Bama built. All Jalen needs to do is go somewhere where there will be pieces around him that will help develop him. That's what he needs. He's not a horrible quarterback. Because the truth be told, let's go back a few years. I'll say this. I know people will disagree, but it was the way that it was. All the way up in Jalen Hurts that year when Tua came off the bench in the national championship game. Go back and look at Jalen Hurts' stats. I don't have them with me right now, but Jalen wasn't bad. But what happened was with Jalen in the Georgia game, Georgia had to adjust their defense to stop Jalen Hurts. KT, I agree with you. Let me, you finna get the highlight there, KT. Here we go. Well, no, not that one. Not that one. Not Chet Bino, but that's true too. Here we go. KT. There we go. KT said Tomlin will be a great mentor and leader for him. I'm gonna leave that right there for a minute. When we're talking about Jalen Hurts, we're talking about the fact that until they got to the Georgia game, Jalen was hurting everybody. But Georgia had to adjust their defense to stop him. They had to. They had to adjust the defense. When they bought Tua in, Tua played more to their disadvantage, excuse me, because now Tua on the other hand, he could utilize those wideouts. I'm not going to say that Jalen couldn't read a defense, because if he couldn't read a defense, Jalen would have been out of there a long time ago. Think about it now. And please don't bring me this line in there talking about politics. Well, no, it wasn't no politics. See what I'm saying? Wasn't no politics. So what happens is so when we all know Tua comes in, wins the game. But the other part of that is Tua was already doing this in practice. So as KT said in an earlier part of our chat over here, it was time for Jalen to move on. And just like it's time now for Jalen Milroe to move on. Why can't we just celebrate the fact that somebody's interested in him? So when he gets to the league and he becomes successful, then the first thing we want to holler about, well, he was Bama built. And some of y'all be the main ones that hated on him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Coaching adjustments during the game help some of those, and that's the truth. The lack of them. Coaching adjustments. So before we keep saying somebody is horrible, go look at the stats. Go look at the adjustments that they had to make. Go look and see what they did instead of just lumping it all in one thing. Now, was Jalen Tua? Was Jalen Mack Jones? Was Jalen A.J. McCarron? No, he's not designed to be. He's who he is. And I guarantee you, everybody that we played, listen to me now, everybody that we played, I guarantee you, if you go ask them, they glad that man is gone. They glad. They glad. What's up, JB? The enforcer, JB. I'm telling you now, they are glad he's gone. Do you really think Hugh Freeze over there at Barney is sad that Jalen Milroe's gone, do you really think Brian Kelly down there at LSU is sad that Jalen Milroe is gone? You must be out your mind. They're glad he's gone because he's been, in my daddy's words, he's been a waltz in their jacket for 2 years. I'm just saying. But why hate on the man? Today was his day. And some folks still ain't satisfied. Well, we can't help that, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. And I wish nothing but the best for him. Which leads me to my next topic. And we ain't going to be on here long. I got to go get some homework done. But I just want to get this off my chest. Which leads me to this today. Now, I said this about a week or so ago. I'm going to say it again tonight. And then I'm going to say what I came to say with the reason that we're here. I said to everybody last week, I said, don't be so quick to write in Ty Simpson. This is not a two-man race between Ty and Keelan, but this is a three-man race between Ty, Austin, and Keelan. And the other thing that you have to worry about, y'all got a crook in my neck. The other thing that you have to worry about is, what will the transfer portal look like after A-Day? Because let's just be realistic. And I need my folks over here in the chat to see if I'm right or not. I'm going to say this. I'm going to kind of say it real low. Alabama is not that deep at quarterback. They're not that deep at quarterback. So while we're around here hollering Ty, 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 Keelan, 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 you might want to say, what will the transfer portal look like when things might change? Well, JB is about to hit the big screen, and that's going to be your issue. Which leads me, JB, not that experience. None of them. None of them. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. Piano Man is not in this for financial gain. I'm in it just to have a good conversation with other Alabama fans. So nobody will owe me anything. But I'm going to say this. We have a lack of experience and depth at the quarterback position. And it's time for all of us. KT, I'm going to have you say, sis. Have you say, you know what to do. Have you say. Put your thoughts on paper. Put it out there. Y'all know Piano Man don't have no problem. I'll address everything, and we're going to do it respectfully. But we have some problems, Alabama fans. Let's be real. We're not going to be like we were last year. We're not going to be like we were last year now and be all excited and come here with all this outlandish stuff. And it all sounds good, feels good, this, that, and the third. But this year, let's be a little bit more realistic. We have a problem. We have a problem at quarterback. Now, a lot of the fans, and there's nothing wrong with being optimistic. I'm as optimistic as they come. But I'm also realistic. Here we go. All three of them. Keelan's just a freshman. Austin Mack is young. Ty Simpson, no experience either. Just saying. So like JB said, not that experienced. So let's go to the next spot since we're talking about that. In my opinion, what's up, Gary? Good to see you. Family's here. Just missing one or two. OG Gil and Susan is, But check this out. So here we are. Everybody's focusing on this quarterback battle. That ain't even my worry. My worry is the O-line. The O-line. The O-line. You can listen. You can put Casper the friendly ghost back there if you want to. But if the O-line is not cohesive, even Casper gonna get sacked. And he's a ghost. Makes sense to me that sometimes our focus is on the wrong thing. Now, do we need a good quarterback? Nobody said we didn't. All Piano Man is saying is don't put the cart in front of the horse. O-line, baby. That better be your worry. The relationship between the O-line and the quarterback. That you might want to think about that before you go anointing anybody at quarterback. Saying now, what the O-line gonna look like? Got to replace Tyler Booker. What we gonna do? What's his name? Proctor is not even playing this spring. Come on now. Okay, KT, you making the big screen. Keelan will sit for 1 year maybe and be quiet about it, but he will not sit for 2. He will absolutely leave and he will 100% go SEC. Now, KT, I don't know how many other shows you listen to, but that's the worry right there. Because here's the thing, here's what one of them said today, and I'm not going to call that person's name, what they're thinking about today. They basically said the same thing, but I'm going to reverse the order a little bit of your statement. They made the statement that Ty Simpson would start, and then it will start this year, have a successful year, and go pro. Listen to me now. And then they said that next year it will be a battle between Keelan and Austin Mack. Now that's what was said. That's what was said today on one of the shows I was listening to. Which leads me now to what I was going to say a few minutes ago. It just came out on 3-on-3 that Austin Mack is turning heads and people are taking notice of Austin Mack in practice, in spring drills right about now. See what I'm saying? So I'm going back to my original from last week. Y'all, it's a 3-man battle. And, people are so quick to tie. I've said from the jump, whomever is best for the team, who has learned the concepts of the playbook, who can lead the offense, carry them, who's the leader, this, that, and the third, who can go through all their progressions, the smoothest, with no hiccups or with very few hiccups, because trust me, you're coming out with Florida State from the jump. I got you, KT. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you, KT. And I know what you mean when you say that. I got you. We're going with 3 inexperienced quarterback, like JB said. None of them have experience. The reality is, you're starting with a heavyweight in Florida State. The reality is in 20-something, I think on 24, 23 days, A-Day comes. Okay, we're going to see what we have and this, that, and the third. However modifications they make at A-Day, we're going to see what we can see. But then the other part of that is the portal opens up. Will Alabama go for some more depth at quarterback? Will Alabama go for some more depth on the defensive side of the ball? Will Alabama go for some more depth on the O-line? See, there are a lot of questions to be answered. And only the coaching staff can answer that question. What will the transfer portal look like? Did you know that the number 1 receiver in the nation, Tristan Keys, has now committed to LSU? And Bama was up on his list, but he committed to LSU. Let me tell you why. I figured it out. Why? Go look at Bama's wide receiver room. Stacked. Why would he come? But here's the downside to a stacked wide receiver room. No matter whether we play our A-Day game on TV or not, that's still not going to stop a guy from hopping in the portal. If they feel like that they're not going to get the proper or productive playing time, they're gone. Just like you've been hearing all week. Now, the last couple of days, you've been hearing about Brooks and Meadows. So when you sit down and you start thinking about it, you got Jalen Hill, Ryan Williams, Lacier Brooks, Derek Meadows. Who else? Jaron Bernard. Wideouts. And countless others. You've got a stack of wideouts. In the words of the old folks, you got, in the words of those us down south, buku of wideouts. And the harsh reality is somebody may hit the portal that you really like. That's the reality. All I'm saying, folks, get ready for a rocky road. KT, my Lord, KT, I just think you showing out now. You making the big screen all day today. You and JB, y'all just making the big screen. All y'all make the big screen. With KT showing out today, y'all. Wide receiver room is stacked and 3 starters already in play. You got it. Better listen to the lady. Y'all heard her. We will lose Meadows or Brooks if they're not in the rotation. You better tell somebody. I'm just saying. Wide receiver room stacked. JB says, I'm on Facts of KT. I'm going to put that on the big screen. Facts of KT. I haven't looked at any film. I'm going off who Grubb feels comfortable with. Right there, JB. Right there. That part, sir. That part, sir. That first part, sir. Grubb, who I'm going off who Grubb feels comfortable with. And people are not considering that part, because a lot of our fans are wanting what they feel is right. And forget about the fact that you got a whole OC over there who's going to do whatever he feels is right and who's comfortable for the team, who's right for the offense. Just saying now. It's time for Alabama fans everywhere. Even though I know they're not going to do it, and I'll probably get called by certain folks that, you know, I'm lame, I'm this, but I know what I'm talking about. Because what some certain folks don't know is that I'm in certain groups and I hear what they say. And we do talk. Yeah, I hear what they say. But it's time for Alabama fans to have a reality check. That I wish I could scroll back up to what JB said. JB said we have 3 inexperienced quarterbacks. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. I'm gonna give you something to think about. Yes, we all know we sport that tide. There's a scripted A. We sport that tide. We love that. We love our Alabama Crimson Tide. But I'm gonna show you something. Auburn, Georgia, I think Missouri, Texas, Bama, Mississippi State, and I can't think of the other ones, all have one thing in common. Every one of those squads will be starting a new quarterback this year. Those squads I just named, that's what they all have in common. New quarterbacks. I'm just saying. I know we'll say Arch Manning played for them, but he did not start. He was not the starter. And if anybody watched that Texas game and everything, Sarkisian, when they really needed Manning to come in, they did not put him in. Think back now. Think back on it. They didn't put him in. This is why. Listen to me now, and this is why I said we got sometimes what we have to do is expand our listening, our viewership, and this, that, and the third of who we're viewing, who we're listening to, and all that kind of stuff. This is the reason why, or part of it is the reason why South Carolina is getting a lot of publicity. This is the reason why. Part of the reason why is because Lenoris Sellers is coming back for South Carolina. Now, I got my own theories about the quarterbacks that are coming back. What's the Pavia? Is that his name at Vanderbilt? He's coming back. What's that young brother's name at Texas A&M? He's coming back. Lagway is coming back at Florida. This is the reason why that the jury, those 6 teams that I named with the new quarterbacks, Bama and Georgia and all those others and everything. Nico is coming back. Thank you, JB, at Tennessee. This is why some folks are, and let me just be honest about it, this is why some folks are saying Bama's going to lose games, like 3 or 4 games, because of the inexperience at quarterback. See, this year, Piano Man a lot more realistic. LSU's quarterback is coming back, but LSU gonna have a weak O-line though. I think Nussmeier, I think he gonna get popped a lot unless they build up that O-line. Now their defense gonna be straight. I think their defense is gonna be straight. And KT, wait a minute, girl, you showing out today. What's going on with you, KT? What, I owe you some money or something? You just coming on with the come on, sis. Sellers and Lagway, very underrated. And here's my thing with Lenoris Sellers. He ain't going to sneak up on nobody this year. He ain't gonna sneak up on nobody this year, y'all. But her statement is correct. Lagway, if he hadn't got hurt last year, Georgia would have had 3 losses because they lost to Ole Miss, they lost to us, and Florida should have beat them. Just saying. But those 2 fellas right there, very underrated. Keep your eye on them. Keep your eye on them. Nussmeier, he's good. Susan, he's good. The problem with him, he's no Jaden Daniels. He's no Jaden Daniels. Lagway was just small and injured, and that's the truth. Otherwise, he's dominant. He's dominant. And I'm finna tell you something else about that dominance in Lagway. That rascal is smart with the football. Very smart. Very intelligent with the football. Florida's going to have a good squad. JB, let me put you on. Excuse me, y'all. My sinus is draining. That's probably the best thing for Bama right now. Putting in a guy with not a lot of film on him might be a great thing early in the season. Exactly. And JB, I'm gonna say this. Honest to goodness, that's how we beat Georgia. That's how we beat them. That's how we beat them. We really did. We beat them because they did not understand the concept of Du Bois and Sheridan. Dwight, yes and no. Let me put Dwight. KT, I'm gonna come back to yours in a minute. Dwight said, my producer said, South Carolina gonna surprise everybody. Yes, they're gonna surprise some folks, but they won't surprise everybody. Lenora Sellers, where I believe South Carolina is gonna miss out on is their lack of depth on offense. Their defense gonna be straight. Their defense gonna keep them in a lot of games. But if the offense is not there, I don't believe that offensively this time, South Carolina's gonna sneak up on anybody. They're gonna be ready for Lenora Sellers. Now for us, oh, wait a minute, I said KT. Okay, wait a minute. Now, remember that statement right there. Whether you watching it live and sneaking, and then gonna sneak in here later and have your little say. But remember what KT said right there. Billy Napier got something brewing. I agree with that statement with all my being. Watch Florida. Watch them. Everybody that I just named, Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, yeah, they're worth watching. Arkansas got the right ingredient. They just got to put it together, like you said. They're too up and down. They one day they look like world beaters, the next day they look like Ned in the first primer. I'm just saying. They look like they couldn't find their way out of a wet paper bag with holes in both ends. I'm just saying. But South Carolina going to surprise folk. But I think that what's going to happen with South Carolina is what's going to happen with them is down the stretch. Because South Carolina still has to play Clemson. Yeah, they still have to play Clemson. They'll go to LSU this year, I think. See, so it's going to be a couple of nuances there that I think that you have to worry about with South Carolina. I hear you, KT. She said that they would look. I remember her saying it that we would lose to Vandy. And it happened just like she said. Exactly, JB. JB, I'm gonna put you up there, big dog. Let me put it up there. Now here it is. We hard on our team, but remember, these teams still have to go through the mud right along with us. SEC is hard to win, folks. It's not. See, listen, Kangaroo Black had a show a couple of weeks ago, and I was watching, and had a little downtime, and I was watching Kangaroo Black one night, and he had a little thing about who is the most delusional fan base. And I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna go on record. The Georgia Bulldogs fan base is the most delusional fan base I've ever seen in my life. That's just my little humble, unsolicited opinion. The Georgia fan base, the Georgia football fan base, first of all, feel like Kirby Smart is the next best thing to God. Kirby has a Bama problem, and he's going to experience it again this year. Bama's going to beat him again. Bama's going to beat him again. I'm gonna call that loss. KT called the Vandy loss last year. I'm calling it this year. Bama's gonna beat Georgia again in Sanford Stadium. When by the time Alabama get through with Georgia this time, Sanford Stadium gonna turn into Sanford and Son. They're going to be walking around like Fred G. Sanford, and the G Stanford got my butt kicked again by Bama. And I love it when Alabama and Georgia plays and Georgia lose to them. Oh, you see much weeping and gnashing of teeth. They crying their eyeballs out. And JB, wait a minute. Put that's the game is going to settle who's the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. And I agree. And I'm going to tell you why I agree with that statement. I could see it going another way if we were playing Georgia in Saban Field. But we're going to Athens and play them. Whoever can go in that atmosphere and go in there and man that ship and beat Georgia like they stole something and lead the offense into some crispness. I mean, it's gonna be something serious now. I agree with JB. Remember that statement there. Whomever wins that game, because the way our schedule is set up, Florida State, then we play University of Louisiana Monroe. See, I don't went there and started getting looking at my tickets already, y'all. We play them. We play Florida State, ULM. Then we play Wisconsin. Then we play Wisconsin, and then the fourth game is Georgia. Only thing, nothing change but a couple of teams. That's all. That's all. Alabama has one hell of a schedule. I'm just saying. Dwight, sir, you got to go on the big screen. If any Georgia fan just so happen to run across this, take what Dwight said, take it and run with it. As we say in church, and run for your life. And tell God thank you. Y'all hit y'all's peak 3 years ago. I'm just saying. You peaked 3 years ago. You did. You peaked 3 years ago. That's it. Georgia on their way. Georgia's going downhill. I saw that when you won your last championship. And then in the next year, no can do. And this past year, Notre Dame showed you what you wasn't about. And y'all gonna see it this year. Kangaroo Black is predicting that y'all gonna have a multiple loss season again this year. And I want to say Kangaroo Black said, what, 4 games y'all might lose this year? And I'm inclined to agree with him. I know this. Bama gonna beat you again. Oh, they going down, Susan. Yeah, we don't care. This is one Titanic I hope sink all the way to the bottom. I mean, in icy water. I'm, you know, it is what it is. But I'm telling you now, remember those statements. I'm going to be coming. And I've got a little thing where my shows now, my the chats and this and that and the third are being chronicled and all that kind of stuff. And I can come back and edit and pull some things up if I need it and everything. Remember some of those statements. I'm telling you, KT said, watch Lagway and Lenora Sellers. Watch them. Dwight talked about watch South Carolina. JB said whoever wins the Georgia game will be the one who will be the starter, because I do believe that in all those games, in the first 2-3 games, it's going to be a rotation. I believe there's going to be some rotation there. So all I'm saying, Bama fans, those that are listening, hey, man, let's be a lot more realistic this year. Let's be some realistic fans and not be so delusional. We got to face some things. JB said it earlier. 3 inexperienced quarterbacks. Quit. I'm going so far and say this, and I don't mean no disrespect, but I am saying what I'm saying. Don't anoint nobody as quarterback yet. Quit doing that. Quit doing that. Don't do that. Dwight, I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm going to put you on the big screen, bro. Georgia going to lose against Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida. Georgia Tech might get them. Georgia Tech almost got them last year. And if you really want to be honest about it, Georgia Tech should have beat them. So like Dwight said, Georgia peaked 3 years ago. And I've been saying it from the jump that the dominance of Georgia is not there. So putting the focus back on Alabama, we've got work to do. That's why I haven't been on folks' channel talking about this, that, and the third. And, all I've said is what we've been talking about amongst ourselves. It's a 3-way battle. Even Coach Sean even said it. It's a 3-way battle. B. Sharp said that don't put all that pressure on Keelan Russell. That's not fair to him. I'm telling you now. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be no Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to I'm just not I'm not being all that. But what I am saying is that this is about to get interesting. And then something that KT talked about here a little while ago that I hadn't brought up, and I'm just going to say this one word, and that's called revenue sharing comes up. Now, why am I bringing that up? That's coming up, I want to say, in June, I think, and everything. And, okay, got a couple more minutes. That's going to come up, I want to say, in June, sometime during the summer. And it's going to affect, to a certain degree, it will affect certain athletes, and put it like that. It will affect them in its totality. Okay. Well, Why is Piano Man bringing that up? Because, see, with some athletes, it could affect them in different deals, if you will. That's where that pay for play comes in. And one of these days, OG Gill and Coach Sean are going to get on here and explain how all of this is really working and everything, and how in some school systems, this is going to tell a lot about who stay and who goes. Because in some settings of it, chasing that bag, you're going to see more of it. Because it's going to be like, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be like it could be one set price. I'm saying it could be. I'm not saying it is. It could be that everybody gets the same thing. And some folks are not going to be happy with that. And this is where NIL comes in. Because I've been saying from the jump, NIL don't work for everybody. Everybody does not get it. No, they may be eligible for it, but everybody don't get it. When I'm listening to Tide 100 and everything, here's Jalen Milroe getting ready to go pro. And there is a particular car place right there in Tuscaloosa that still runs a Jalen Milroe commercial. That's called Name, Image, and Likeness. They still running that commercial. And at the end of it, Jalen says, you pick it out and we'll work it out. Roll Tide. That's Jalen Milroe's voice. They're still using it. And he still gets paid from that. All I'm saying is, welcome to more of a new world of college athletics. It has changed. It's not my college anymore. How I'm used to things actually going. So all Piano Man is saying is, ladies and gents, it's about to really get interesting, because more of the business of things is about to come forth. Well, Susan, hate to do it to you, but here we go. Right there. Right there. And not only did the GOAT say it, Coach Prime said it too. Coach Prime said it. I'm just saying now. If you go back, if you're on YouTube sometime, go back and look up when Coach Prime left Jackson State. And I want you to listen. They filmed the whole thing when he was talking to the team. There were some players that were wanting to leave Jackson State and follow him to Colorado. And if you go back and you'll watch that, you will see he told some of them, don't follow me to Colorado, because of what's that last statement Susan said. Everyone will not eat. Everyone won't eat. That's the reality of it all. That's the harsh reality, folks. Everyone is not going to get the same treatment. So I'm going to say it like we going back to church now. Bloom where you planted. Sometimes it's not in the Lord's will and pleasure for you to get it like that, because we're in a system. So all Piano Man is saying is that let's be realistic now. We're in a different era of football. We're in a different era of things. As I conclude, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, Ty Simpson. It's the words of JB. 3 inexperienced quarterbacks. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, my friend. Not going to be on here long. About to get up out of here in just a minute, man. We've been on here for a little bit. But we just wanted to bring some things to, I just wanted to bring some things that, I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest, man. But 3 inexperienced quarterbacks. That's the reality. That's the reality, folks. That's the reality. An O-line that has not been proven, that's a reality. Because we're so busy looking at the wide receiver room. Yes, it's stacked. And I love that it's stacked. It's stacked for now. It's stacked for now. All Piano Man is saying, if we're going to be fans, there's nothing wrong with being fans. Be a fan without being fanned out. Because when you begin to be fanned out, a lot of times you become delusional. So all Piano Man is saying right there is get ready for, I'm going to say it again, get ready for a bumpy ride. Now, your last couple of minutes, I want to say this. For those of us that's going to A-Day, I would love to, we need to come up with some meeting points and this, that, and the third, and what we're going to do, how we're going to act. I know how we're going to act, but, so we need to begin to talk about that because 24 more days is A-Day. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to A-Day. I'm looking forward. And as a matter of fact, I've already started looking at my ticket for the first home game against ULM. I've already begun to look at it already. And if keep messing with me, I just may go drive to Tallahassee for that game. Nothing SeatGeek can't settle. I got some friends that are Florida State fans. I got some relatives that are Florida State fans. I think a couple of them might go to the game. I might go kick it with them for a minute, but I'm the lone Bama fan. Only one with some sense. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's going to be a cakewalk because it's not. Gus Malzahn is Florida State's OC. Gus Malzahn in the past has given Bama fits. Know your history. Even when he was a head coach, he gave Bama fits. He won some, he lost some against Saban. So, but I've already begun to, you got the real, I won't represent. I represent everywhere I go. I told y'all what happened to me when I was in Washington. I was representing with my Bama stuff. I wanted them to know, it was a real football team in town. So I'm just saying now, I'm going to say this. And my family still wants me to move out there, but y'all, I'm struggling with that because they don't, listen, when the SEC says it just means more, listen, for those of us that are true fans, when you go to somewhere else outside of the SEC, it is a real kick in the head. You don't even understand why they act the way they act. I was out there for Washington State. My first year when I went, you would have thought it was just two high school teams getting together. I told my daughter, I said, Daddy getting ready to go back to Mississippi. She said, Daddy, you can stay. No, 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 no. I'm going home so I can watch the Iron Bowl and holler and say what I need to say. Y'all ain't got it together up here in Washington. That's the truth. She tell you I said it. I'm going home. So I set my flight and I left the day before Iron Bowl. So I could get back home and watch it here. I left and traveled all night and made it back to New Orleans at 5:30 Saturday morning. Oh yeah. It was all right with me. And you know, when you go to another place, it is nothing like the South. The SEC, it just means more. Oh yeah, FSU fans, Nick, you right. They've been talking a lot of smack. They've been talking too much smack. For a team to win, how many games did Florida State win last year? 2, 3? For a team that didn't even, let's put it this way, for a team that didn't win 5 games, they show talking about a lot. They show talking a bunch of smack. They team 2. Okay, 2 games. And you got Alabama coming to town and you talking smack. In the words of Jack Nicholson when he played the Joker on Batman, y'all, this town needs an animal. Woo! Need an animal. I'm just telling you. So, folks, I'm just saying, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Susan said they got to be shut up in big fashion. And that's true because one of their players about 2-3 months ago was talking some smack and said, oh, we're gonna shut Alabama up, blah, 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 blah. For a team that couldn't even beat Boston College. Just saying now. Enjoy the show, Alabama fan. That's about to come up. Don't be so quick to anoint anybody. Don't be so quick because some things can change on you that you least expect. Just saying. Know your facts. Know your facts. Watch the game. Watch how some things go. Pay attention to it. I'm going to tell you, like somebody would say, if you're in a relationship, quit looking for the big things. It's the little things that can destroy you. The little things. Little things that carry big impact. And that's what we got to watch for this year, the little things. So I can't tell people what to say and what not to say, but I'm going to tell you like this, as far as Piano Man goes, I'm not worried about who's going to be quarterback because here's the catch with it this year. Whomever the quarterback is going to be someone who's going to be a good game manager. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. Is going to be a game manager. Why does Piano Man say that? Too many weapons on offense for you to be trying to hoist it downfield all the time. Too many. And it's already been sort of alluded to that this year, them running backs going to eat, baby. Them running backs going to eat. So you know what that means? That means that, number one, yeah, they meaning the coaching staff. Yes, whose quarterback is important. But if those running backs gonna do the doggone thing, that means that their focus, a lot of the focus is on the O-line. They're actually saying it without saying it. Just saying. That's a no-brainer. They're actually saying it without saying it. You got to have an O-line. So I think as I close for the last time tonight, got to go jump on some homework. I believe that a lot of the focus on the Alabama offensive side of the ball right now, I believe it is the O-line. I know media showing quarterbacks throwing and they, watching the wides do some routes and this, that, and the third to see if they can catch it and how they looking in the throwing and if it's a tight spiral and this, that, and the third. I got all of that. Played football for years. That's what they do in spring drills. They're testing you out. And then they're also loosening up the quarterbacks, loosening up and making them a lot more fluid. Because when they really put those pads on and start banging at everything, now you're going to see who's really going to step up. Yes, Susan, they heard the fans cry, but they're going to run those backs. So that's letting me know without anybody saying anything that they are focusing on the O-line. Because the relationship, I'm going to say it one last time and I'm out. The relationship between the quarterback and the O-line and the running backs and the O-line is got to be cohesive. You care how much X's and O's you can talk. If you don't have an O-line, you'll have a problem. So with that being said, let's be a lot more realistic. I'm not telling you not to have fun, and it's good to have zeal. It's good to be optimistic. And if you and I'm gonna say it again, whomever gets to be quarterback, I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna support them whether it's Ty, whether it's Austin, whether it's Keelan. And I'm gonna tell you something else. And what if they visit the transfer portal and bring in another quarterback? And that quarterback comes in and does it. Possibility. Don't know, but it's possible. Nick says, I believe Formby is going to get it together this season. I do too. Got to remember, Formby was just a freshman, y'all. Formby was just getting there. And for folks to send him hate mail and this and that and the third, man, stop. Stop it. Let it go. Come on now. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. Hear you, Bino. But I'm just saying now, let's be more realistic about stuff. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention. There's enough social media and there's enough media and whether it's Facebook, Twitter, and X and Snapchat and TikTok and all those others. And every one of them have some content about the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. Listen to what some of these cats are saying. And I'm going to tell you one more other thing. There are a lot of quote unquote private chats out there. You show your interest, and this is all on social media now. And if you show your interest and you halfway know what you're talking about, they'll invite you into the group. And there you can find out who's really who. I'm just saying. So all Piano Man is saying, and one thing about Keep the Buck crew, and I'm going to give them their props while they're here in the chat. They help keep me straight on some stuff. And when we apart from each other, they cause me to think about things. I'm giving them the props, and I thank them for that. Because like JB said, let's keep it a buck here. That's how it came up. he always say, let's keep it a buck. And that's just a fancy way of saying it. Let's keep it real. Let's talk real talk. The realness of this is Bama, as far as that quarterback go, inexperienced. Inexperienced. I'm calling it what it is, inexperienced. So that just simply means someone is gonna have to grow up quick. I'm just talking about quarterback now. I'm just saying. Bino, what you got, man? What y'all think about Michael making an impact? Elaborate, Bino. So before I get off of here. But all Piano Man is saying, y'all, it's about to get interesting. 24 more days is a day. And we're going to see something, even though it's going to be limited in what we're seeing. But we're going to see some stuff. We're going to see some stuff. So I hope and pray that Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, or Bryant-Denny Stadium at Saban Field, however they list that, I hope and pray that it is filled up. Pushing for a starting spot. Bino, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. I believe that all those positions, especially if you're on offense, bruh, it is wide open. It's wide open. And if he can bring it, he's going to start. He's going to start. If he's head and shoulders above anyone else in whatever position he's playing, he's going to start. You talking about Michael Carroll? That who you talking about, Bino? Because if it's Michael Carroll, if that's who you talking about, bruh, see, that left side of the line is where a lot of questions are going to be. That's where a lot of questions are right now in Tyler Booker's old spot. And maybe on my next live, I have, because there are some names that Ryan Fowler threw out there on his show, and I forgot to write them down and everything. He said this about a week or two ago, and I'm a big Ryan Fowler fan. I listen to Ryan every day coming home from work. Matter of fact, I listen to Ryan when I'm in my classroom, toward the last hour that I have in school. And I'm listening to Ryan from my classroom. That's how I get a lot of information. But Michael Carroll, he's somebody to be reckoned with. Got it, Dwight. Next Thursday, everybody, next Thursday, that's the day to watch. Next Thursday. I'm just saying. Next Thursday going to be the business, because that's when they first scrimmage. We going to find out who's the business. We about to find out. Susan said, I think he's going to get a spot sooner than later. I do too. I'm just trying to remain and so I won't be a hypocrite, but some of these freshmen are going to play. Some of those road graders are going to play as freshmen. Because on the real tip of things, y'all, I say this and I'm going to get off of here. Here we go. In order for Bama, yeah, we're getting a lot of people. We are. But in order for Bama to Go back to those days like we used to do it as far as recruiting and this, that, and the third. I said it before, I'll say it again. Bama has to win a championship. Gonna have to win it. Gonna have to win it. To be quite honest with you, Bama has the squad to do it now. It's a matter of, like KT said earlier, about what we were talking about another team and everything. It's a matter of putting it all together. Just saying. So with that being said, if Bama can put it together, and in the words of JB and even Bino, consistency will be the key. Will you be consistent in what you do? JB says it in our personal chats when we be chatting with each other as the group sometime. JB makes the statement and said, you can tell how much effort has gone into it, how much time they've spent in the film room breaking down film. You can tell it in their play. That came from JB. And when you don't spend a lot of time breaking down film when it is time, when you're out there playing, you can tell there has been no study time. The lack of study. Exactly, Nick. Alabama cannot afford to be laid back. We've got to be aggressive on offense. Why? And people might say, why they got to be aggressive? Because, see, that helps keep the defense off kilter. But you can't be aggressive on offense if all of the working parts or the main parts are not aggressive. You can't have aggressive play calling and your O-line is not aggressive. Aggressive, but yet disciplined. And that's going to be the next thing. We've got to be disciplined. Got to be a disciplined team. So Nick is right. Ryan Grubb said we're going to be aggressive. Let's be aggressive. But in that aggressiveness, some discipline. They're going to have to listen to those coaches and be disciplined. Because that last year, Coach DeBoer and Coach Grubb and Coach Shep and Sheridan and all them, when they were at Washington, Courtney Morgan and all them, go back and look at them. Go back and look at how Washington played with a lot of discipline. The only reason really Michigan really beat them is because of injuries and depth. Dwight, all I can do is speak for me, but to really answer your question, it's going to be a little bit of both. Bama back and Florida State suck. And then you're going to hear the fire Norvell chants coming again. Last thing, and I got to go. When I was on a break, just reading some things, and they were talking about the subject came up, and I think I shared it on my Twitter page. That how it was when Coach DeBoer came to Tuscaloosa, and how he had called his wife, told her what was happening. She was in Nordstrom, and they recognized her, and she went and got some things of the Crimson, and everything. She was trying to get him ready for the next day to face the media and this, that, and the third. And he needed something crimson and everything. And they recognized who she was. And they said, this is not purple. This is red. She said, no, really, it's crimson. What's up, Roll Tide and Rise Up? What's up with you? And they told her, thank you for everything that you've done. I responded, I said, thanks to Coach DeBoer and his family for taking a job that a whole lot of other coaches ran from. Because I even met, hey, Anitra, what's up with you? Roll Tide to you. Go back and think about all these coaches whom everybody was naming when Coach Saban announced his retirement. And this one's coming and that's coming. You know what? A lot of these folks owe Coach Saban some money because his retirement made some of these other coaches get raises. Go back and check it out. And the one coach who really did want the job, they wasn't thinking about him. I think about some folks. Coach Saban went after Ryan Grubb last year, the year of his, and everything, his last year or the year before, and Ryan Grubb would not leave. They did an interview with Ryan Grubb, and he talked about that. So the other part of that, it sounds like we all over the place, but one thing leads into another. We've got the right coach, and they're bringing the right concepts. All we got to do, in the words of KT, put it all together. And I believe the Tide will roll. I believe it's going to roll. Well, Piano Man, you didn't bring up the defense. For what? Defense stacked, man. But I believe that in the portal, what the rumor is that they're going to be looking at more D linemen because they're still thin there. So I say this, like I said last year, that I'm more worried about injuries than I will be play. So, Bama fans, let's pull together, man. I'm going back to where I started from. Be happy for Jalen Milroe. He may not have been your favorite. I'm going to tell you what, he wasn't horrible. He just had a down year this year. He's not a horrible quarterback. He had his strong points. He had his weak points, just like any other quarterback. But that doesn't make him horrible. And then number two, I talked about this is a three-man race. And Austin Mack, according to, matter of fact, where am I? Here we go. It said Alabama quarterback Austin Mack has been turning heads in spring practice and is a serious contender for the starting job, sources tell Pete Nakos on 3. This is on my Twitter page. And to keeping it a buck, I think I sent it to y'all earlier today. I've been saying from the jump, don't count Austin Mack out. Don't do it. Do I want to see top play? Yes. Yes. Do I want to see Ty successful? Yes. But I also want to see Austin successful and Keelan successful. Exactly, Roll Tide. Competition. JB, see, here you go right here, JB. I love the competition. It's competitive. If you can't compete, why did you even come to Alabama? And that's what Coach Saban was saying. It's not going to be just handed to you. You've got to compete. You've got to compete. Julio Jones said it even in a interview one time. Exactly, JB. You want the spot? Take it. It's not going to be just given to you. Take it. Show them that it's yours. Own that thing, man. Own it. That's what we're saying. That's all Piano Man's been saying. And sometimes I make part of the fan base mad when I said, I want to see Todd make it, but don't just give it to him because he's been there and been loyal. Loyalty ain't got you nowhere sometimes. That don't mean that you should get it because you're loyal. No, you get it because you earned it. You outplayed your competition. And I said this from the jump, that if Ty gets out there and he has proven himself and can take lead of the offense, run it effectively, that's who should start. But I've said that about all of them. And if it's Austin Mack, so be it. If it's Keelan Russell, so be it. If it's the Pope, so be it. If he's running the offense and running the team and they listen to him and the offense is effective, then so be it. If you want the spot, take it. In the words of one of my favorite wrestlers, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, to beat a man, you gotta beat the man. And that's what Rick said. You gotta beat him. So, as we wrap up here, been on here long enough. I'm excited about what's coming. I'm excited about these upcoming practices for A-Day, but my prayer is that no one gets hurt. Remember now, that's how Jalen Hale got hurt last year, was doing spring training. Remember that? So that means they be going at it now. So let's be optimistic. And it's okay to want your favorite player to want it to be the starter of whatever position it is, but want it for the right reason. If he didn't earn it, he shouldn't get it. And as I said earlier, let's kill this racism stuff. Stop it, man. It's the 21st century. It shouldn't be no racial stupidity because of whatever. I'm not even really going to speak on it because I'm not about that life. I'm about peace and harmony. So with that being said, I'm glad everybody came by. Anitra, Roll Tide and Rise Up, Nick, Susan, KT, JB, Dwight, Gary, all y'all. Bino, my main man. All y'all, man. Thank y'all for stopping by. I just had to get some things off my chest because I'm frustrated because of some of the comments that I'm reading. Man, come on now. We're better than that. This is the 21st century, and we're still acting like from back in the darn 60s. Some of the things that I'm reading. And yeah, I'm telling the truth. Come on now. We're better than that. And what you think is the way it is, that's not how it goes. We're Alabama. We are the standard. But we've got to stop some foolishness. But I know it's not going to stop. But all I'm saying is don't bring it over here. Don't bring it over here. Please don't bring that over here. I'm not standing for it because I call it out. I love everybody. I love everybody. It doesn't matter. I do. Yeah, bro. And rise up. I mean, roll tide, rise up, bruh. Have you been on Twitter lately? Hey, Ebony. Hey, Ebby. Roll tide, Ebby. Have rise up. Have you been on Twitter lately? And I know some of my folks over here have just exited Twitter, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Twitter will make, listen, I'm about to say something, and please, y'all know if you Twitter, if you ain't careful, Twitter will make you the thing that you hear and see on Twitter. It'll make you have to go and pray and repent and ask for forgiveness because some folks say some stuff. I saw some stuff today that just literally, and it was concerning Alabama football. I saw some stuff today. I said, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Things that they're saying. And that's why I said I had to get this off my chest. Today was Jalen's day, man. And people were, me too, Ebony, but Ebony, you and I talked about this. Remember, you and I had this conversation, and I understood. I understood why you left the scene. Because some things I saw today, I just said, I can't believe that we're having this conversation in 2025. Are you serious? I'm not even going to repeat what I saw today. All I'm going to tell y'all is this. I'm happy for Jalen Milroe. I'm happy for anybody that's trying to go to the next level of life in professional sports. And if that's which way they're going, then doggone it, that's which way they go. And this man is going to be proud of them. And let me clarify by saying, because this is going to go out live. I mean, live and live in color and all that kind of stuff. And I don't care what color they are. You bleeding this crimson, I'm on your side. But I'm also going to go so far and say this. When it gets to the NFL like that, I'm pulling for all them dudes. I'm pulling for all of them. I don't care if they went to Georgia. I don't care if they went to Ohio State. I don't care if they went to Nebraska. I don't care if they went to Montana State. If they're trying to make it in the NFL, I'm pulling for all of them. And let me tell y'all something. I watched the draft just like I'm treating it like a real ball game. I put me some ribs on the grill, this, that, and the third. I treat it like a Saturday afternoon when I'm watching the draft. When I'm watching the draft, I treat it like that. I don't even have a choir rehearsal. When the draft gets ready to come on, you better go another night. Watching the draft, baby. I'm watching the draft. So pull for everybody. They may not go to your favorite team, but they're going somewhere. That's somebody's family member that's on the come up. So let's pull for all of them. But I don't care. Well, I kind of care where Jalen Milroe go, but wherever he goes, I'm gonna be happy for him, and I'm not gonna down him. I'm not gonna slam him. No, I'm not gonna do it. But the things I heard today were heartbreaking. But it was also of harsh reality and knowing, yeah, we've come a long way in America, but we've got a long way to go. I hope he does too, Ebony. I hope he comes to Pittsburgh. But I hope Pittsburgh gets ourselves together, because I'm about to say something else. I gotta go, y'all, because I got some homework I gotta go do. But listen, if he comes to Pittsburgh, fine. But wherever Jalen goes, it's all good. And I'm gonna support it. Now, there's only one team that if he goes there, I'm gonna support him, but I just can't support the team. If he go to them darn Dallas Cowboys, no way. No way. No way. No way. If he go to Dallas, all bets off the table. But I hope he goes to Pittsburgh. I hope he goes to Pittsburgh. With that being said, man, everybody have a great night. Thank you, Ebony, for showing up. Roll Tide Rise Up. Susan, JB, Bino, KT, Nick Harden, all y'all, everybody that came, thank you so much for coming. For those of you that's going to watch this later on, thank you for tuning in. Hope we said something that's going to uplift you and all that good stuff. 24 more days, we're going to have this little thing going on at the A-Day, and it's going to be fire. Anitra. Really, Anitra? Oh, okay. Thank you for I thought you were trying to be funny. Anitra, I'm about to say, Anitra, thank you for coming, but I thought you were my friend. You come talking about the stickers. Lord, today. See, that's something Ebony would say. Listen, Ebony's my friend. She know she meant the squeal. See, there we go. The squealers. She's a Brownies fan. She loved them Cleveland Brownies. I love them Steelers. Cleveland ain't won a Super Bowl yet. I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna tell you like this, Ebony. Let me tell you why I don't like y'all. All those years that y'all was supposed to beat Denver, because I didn't like Elway. Ooh, I didn't like Elway. I did not like Elway. I wanted them Browns when y'all had Hanford Dixon, when y'all had the real dog pound, Michael Jackson, all them cats that used to play over there at USM, when y'all had them cats. Man, Cleveland was the business. Cleveland used to kill Pittsburgh. During that era, Pittsburgh couldn't beat Cleveland if they tried. That's the truth. Couldn't beat them. Well, oh, here go KT. Jets, Jets. But, and couldn't beat Denver, Ebony. And your parents told you about it. That's why I don't like Cleveland. I hold that grudge against them to this day. I wanted them to beat them darn Denver Broncos. I wanted them to whip Denver. I wanted them to beat Denver. Here comes Susan. Okay, well, Susan, fly, Eagles, fly. Susan, I think y'all going to gain another member, another fan, because one of my friends who is a Pittsburgh fan said that if Pittsburgh gets Aaron Rodgers, she will no longer be a fan of Pittsburgh. She's going to start being a fan of Philly. So with that being said, be on the lookout, Susan, and all y'all, Carla, all y'all Philly fans, be on the lookout. On their way. I hear you, KT. You know what to do. And Ebony, you already know what the business is going to be here in the next few months. You already know. I done told you what Piano Man got going. So, I've been looking at that too. Been looking at that. Been looking at that too. I got to make that happen. I know it. I'm just going to listen for that for our convention, Ebony, I'm going, if I have to wear a suit, I'm going to try to wear the least of them as possible. I'm going comfortable. I already told you what the business is going to be. So you here, you are here. You are here. I'm gonna let you know plenty of time and everything. But with that being said, okay, all right, I got you. I got you. And sometimes, Ebony, I might have to end up playing sometime because it all depends. But if not, I got it. But if not, we gonna hang out at church. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. Piano Man got to go. I've been on here for an hour and 41 minutes and 56, 57. And so all that good stuff. Thank y'all for coming. I can't reiterate it enough how thankful I am. I'm not in this for no income. I'm in it for the process, and I'm in it for the outcome. So whether I have 100 members or 10,000 members, I'm grateful for just each of you that's on my live. So with that being said, I may not see you today or tomorrow, but you can trust and believe I'll see you in the long run. Y'all take care until the next time. And as always, roll tide.